Now where's the Steam frame at? All I have is this HP Reverb G2 right here. Oh shit, is Windows Mixed Reality dead? Windows Mixed Reality was a failed experiment by Microsoft that could have been good. Despite the decent hardware that you got for the price, emphasis on decent, the obligatory use of the Mixed Reality Portal, the software tied to the Windows operating system needed for the headsets to function, is I believe what ultimately destroyed it. And here's why. I have first-hand experience with the Windows Mixed Reality platform, as in Christmas of 2018, I got a hold of HP's first-generation Mixed Reality headset. And it was fucking terrible. Beyond the mediocre build and visual quality of the headset and its motion controllers, it barely worked because the Mixed Reality Portal would break after every Windows update. Meaning that you'd either have to uninstall and reinstall the software, then set up and calibrate the headset all over again, that is if you weren't stuck on this dreaded screen, or in most cases, you'd spent hours going through a multitude of sites and forums, testing and attempting multiple different repair methods, just to get this headset working again. And 90% of the time, it meant rolling back full Windows updates, or in my case, doing a clean install of Windows. I had to do this multiple times. And even when you miraculously got it to work, you would just use it to get the SteamVR anyways. Because who the hell was using the Mixed Reality Portal to play games anyways? With the lackluster support from both Microsoft and hardware manufacturers like HP, Lenovo, and Dell to name a few, as well as people just gravitating towards other VR headsets anyways, Microsoft announced in December of 2023 that Windows Mixed Reality was officially dead. The Mixed Reality Portal was later removed as a pre-install in future Windows 11 updates, and all headsets were going to be rendered useless by the end of 2026. But cutting back to 2021, the headset I had was miraculously sold off, box and all, and I soon picked up an Oculus Rift S. While a vast improvement, the eventual dependency on needing a Facebook account in order to use it became a throw-off. At least for a time. Later on, I sold off the Rift S and switched to the MetaQuest 2. And then I sold that. Then I got the MetaQuest 3, which was decent, but then I decided to sell that too. Then for a solid period of time, I had a MetaQuest 3S, and it was quite good. And then the Steam frame was announced. Fed up with Facebook and with a viable alternative on the way, I sold that off too. I put that money towards a Steam frame, and then the component shortage started, leading to a delay in the Steam frame's release due to fucking AI. I then needed to buy a new PC as it was aging, so then that money I was going to put towards a Steam frame got instead put towards a new PC. $700 for DDR5 RAM! Eventually I got my new PC thanks to a relative, but with the Steam frame still nowhere in sight, I said fuck it and bought an HP Reverb G2 off of eBay. So why did I do this? Well, with myself craving VR once again to finally play through and finish Half-Life Alyx, I wanted to buy a VR headset again. But the problem then became which route to go down. I didn't want to buy yet another MetaQuest, as even then, I didn't use it as a standalone headset. So I thought there was no point getting one if I was just going to tether it to my PC anyways. The Valve Index, even after all these years, was still a no-go, with it not officially made available in Australia unless you paid a ridiculous price for a full kit that was imported. So I passed on it. But otherwise, all the other options were either too expensive or not at all enthralling. But then, in my research for a VR headset to go with, I learned something interesting. In 2025, a Microsoft engineer by the name of Matthew Bucchianari had developed a reverse-engineered driver for Windows Mixed Reality headsets that allowed you to unlock and use them on Windows 11 with SteamVR natively, without needing the limp appendage that is the Mixed Reality Portal. Now knowing the Mixed Reality headsets were free from the very thing holding it back, I began to look into the best Mixed Reality headset out there. And with that, I discovered the HP Reverb G2. Yeah, it's still a mixed bag. Interestingly, the headset was designed in collaboration with Valve, with its head straps, speakers, and lenses being very similar to the Valve Indexes. So essentially, this was a budget Valve Index. But that's putting it lightly, but I'll get into that later. So after browsing eBay and finding one on sale for $300, I sent a counteroffer to the seller to see if I can get it at a more fair price, which the seller quickly said, okay, and my counteroffer was accepted. And a few days later, it arrived in the mail. But before I strapped this to my face and set it up, I needed to give everything a solid clean. Not only was it dusty, but the face cover had gone from a dark gray to a dark yellowy brown. As it turns out, the discoloration was caused by skin oil and sweat. So I did a deep thorough clean with alcohol wipes to essentially sterilize everything, and after 20 minutes of work, the headset and its controllers were now clean and dust-free. Yeah, it was all quite dusty. My best guess is that they gave up using it and left it in storage for a while until they could sell it. Whilst cleaning it, I found that the clip holding the headset's cable in place was missing. So thanks to my trusty Bamboo Labs P1S 3D printer, still not sponsored, I printed out a new clip and snapped it onto the back of the headset to hold the cable in place, and it works fantastic. I tell you, 3D printing is a blessing for tech maniacs like myself. So with it now hooked up to my PC, I installed Oasis, the new SteamVR drivers for mixed reality headsets, and after a 2-minute setup, the headset was ready to go. Already, this is a vast improvement from the broken mixed reality portal. So, what's my experience been like? Well...
I'll mess you up! Oh, you guys wanna get kicked out?
Right, knock him out!
Oh my god! He kicked the shit out of you! Oh, get him! Get him! Yeah! Oh my god! Oh my god, even she's joining me! No, I gotta help him! Oh, I'm coming! Take that! Take that, bucko! Yeah! Oh my god! Holy shit!
Someone break this up! Someone break this up! Someone break this up! Break it up, guys! Come on!
Oh my god! Yeah, get him! Holy shit! Guys, come on! Please!
Somebody mess
Get out of the way! I didn't do anything! Ah! Oh my god! What have I done? This is one guy! Why is everyone after me? Oh my god! No! Uh-oh. This is great. Would you like to pay with cash or card?
Shit! Gotta go back! Gotta go back! Back!
Get a helmet!
Damn it! Bunny out of the way. Catchphrase this. Uh-oh. Catchphrase.
Lunch!
Yeah, take that. Oh, damn it. Heck, hold on, guys, hold on. Ah, damn it.
So what do I think of the HP Reverb G2? Well, with the mixed reality portal no longer being needed to use the headset, it's a far smoother and far better experience to set up and use the Reverb G2 natively with SteamVR, which is what it should have been to begin with, but Microsoft being Microsoft as usual. The picture quality, while not amazing, is still pretty good. The motion controllers are much better compared to the original mixed reality controllers bundled with earlier headsets, with larger grips and more buttons. While the tracking is good, it can get pretty finicky at times, which is a letdown. And the use of 4 AA batteries total for both controllers is a bit annoying. Unfortunately, the biggest issue with this headset is one that can't really be overlooked, and that is the headset overheating. While some games I can play perfectly fine with no issues, with certain games however, the headset can get so hot that it causes display issues. And this happened whilst recording gameplay footage for Nightclub Simulator VR. The video on my headset kept cutting out. It would still track, but you couldn't see anything with either eye, or in most cases, both eyes. Initially, I was led to believe that it was an issue with either the display ports on my GPU or the USB ports on my PC. I concluded that that wasn't the issue. I also tried reinstalling SteamVR and Oasis multiple times, even deleting leftover files, but that too didn't fix these issues. So I resorted to seeing how hot the headset got on certain games, and I found that most games except the Lab and Nightclub Simulator VR caused the headset's video to cut out as a result of overheating. So I went online to see what I could do to fix the issue. It turns out people have resorted to removing the headset's original front plate and mounting and wiring a fan onto the headset to keep it cool, with people even designing replacement front plates to 3D print. While a practical solution to the problem, to me, given that I got this headset merely as a temporary solution whilst I wait for the Steam frame to finally release, this doesn't feel all that worthwhile to do. Unless you're willing to modify your Reverb G2 to keep it working for the long term, and you're willing to tolerate the headset's okay tracking, this headset just isn't it. But otherwise, it's a pretty solid headset for the price you can pay for them nowadays. And without the need of it being tied to a specific service just to use it, I say it's decent. Again, I'm using the word decent for what you get. But the Steam Frame definitely looks to be the next go-to VR headset when that releases. In time, that is. So thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you all enjoyed today's video, but whether or not you did, let me know in the comments what you all think, anything I missed, etc. I'm going to be moving more towards retro tech reviews and restorations moving forward. In between working on my last video and this video, I've been working on a multitude of new videos, including a restoration video where I clean and restore a Commodore 1081 CRT monitor to a near perfect cosmetic condition, fixing chipped paint, a broken door flap and power button, and an overall clean after this monitor was seemingly stored away for some time. So stick around if you're interested in seeing that. I have a vast retro tech collection of consoles and computers I'm keen to make videos on, so if that's something you'd like to see, let me know. So as always, until next time, stay safe and take care.